Welcome back. And Crown LNG is developing an LNG import terminal offshore at Kakinada. Company's CEO Swapan Kataria now joins us to talk about the developments and its impact on India. We will also discuss, of course, the natural gas demand and outlook picture with him. Swapan, thank you so much for joining us. First of all, what is the project in Kakinada all about, and what is the impact that it can have on India?
We are trying to address the gas growth in India, actually. So India has, as you know, very limited indigenous resources. So it has to focus a lot on global imports. And there were not too many facilities available due to the weather conditions on the east coast of India. And Crown LNG does have a very unique solution which works only in harsh weather conditions, mostly in the North Sea and Atlantic Canada and Arctic Russia. So we felt that that solution can actually work in Kakinada. So about 5 years ago, we had acquired a company in India, and we started, working with the Indian government to go through all the approvals. And then finally last year, we got fully approved, and now we are on the way to hopefully start construction very soon.
Swapan, as you said, that India really has to depend a lot on imports for crude and its products as well. What's your sense when you look at the Indian markets with the growing demand?
I think it's two sides to a coin, right? India has a lot of demand, but there are other countries which have this product, Manisha, which have a need to sell it. So I think it's a happy marriage on both sides. Yes, the European situation right now from the last 1.5 years, I'd say, has created a price differential which might not be very good for an Indian consumer. But I think the Indian national oil companies and the large private sector companies which are distributing gas are looking at long-term alternatives now where they can address that price differential, because you cannot rely on spot market volatility.
Clearly that. How would you also look at the market going forward with geopolitics, the macros, the interest rate scenario, all of that having an impact on prices?
I think all of those, not one individually, all of those together are going to impact energy for sure. I'm not going to deny that. But I think what is going to trump over and above everything else is energy security. So if India and Vietnam, Indonesia, all the growing countries, they need to grow, they need energy. It's an inevitable truth, whether we like it or not. India, however, has a very lucky position, I'd say, because of the population that we have in India. I think we can drive the demand economics into our favor.
Swapan, also, what's your sense on the supply disruption concerns, or even prices for that matter? How do you see growth in India in sense of demand and globally?
I think for a sized country like India, they have to fund optionality more than anything else. And I think if we have to fund optionality, gas is an obvious participant in that road to transition. So I think it's inevitable for us to consider it. Yes, building infrastructure around it is very key. We are only doing our part by bringing one regas facility on the east coast of India, which probably in today's demand economics might address somewhere around 10 to 11% of India's total import capacity. But in the long term, I hope and wish that there are more proponents which bring these facilities across other parts in India, because even if we build 5 of these, there'll still be less than what we need.
And how would you also look at the prices? I mean, do you have a view on prices? The way it has been very volatile, and that would be an indication to watch out for.
I think the prices are going to get addressed. They will not be as high as they've been in the past. I think India and other countries which were buying a lot of spot market products, they've gone ahead and started considering those long-term contracts, because the long-term contracts is the only way to address the volatility for the long-term consumerism.
That point is well taken. Swapan, thank you so much for joining us. Well, that's the view coming in on natural gas prices. Prices are expected to be on the lower side, but the important point really is going to be about long-term contracts, which India seems to be focusing on right now. With that, we'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll put all focus back on equities.